As the scorelines from the two games this evening: Sevilla 0, Manchester United 0, and Shakhtar Donetsk 2, Roma 1. Ruud Gullit, Eric Abidal and Henrik Larsson, three winners of the European Cup, with me this evening to discuss matters from those two games. Ruud, did it get better for you or not?
Nah, it was not a good match. I think that Pogba did some nice things. I think he gave players opportunities, but I still think he plays with the brakes on. He needs to. There's a task here to do, and that is not conceding any goals. If you can nick something out of it, sneaky, that would be nice. But for the rest, it was not another good game.
Did that look like a Manchester United side that came for a 0-0 draw?
Can be a good result if for the next match at home you have to, and they make the job. But as Ruud said, for me was not the Champions League level. I don't see one player from Manchester United play well.
No good. That damning. What about your former club? What do you think?
It was a boring game. It really was. But
did it lack quality for a Champions League match?
Quality, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, Mourinho went there to get a result today. It was up to Seville to show and try to create the chances and try to make something happen. Mourinho, 0-0 away from home, he's always going to be happy. And bringing that back to Old Trafford, they think and maybe they know that they can do a little bit better over there.
David De Gea was probably the busiest person on the pitch tonight.
And there was a good header that he went straight to him, but nevertheless it's a good save.
That's the moment.
Because it's the moment that Pogba gets on the pitch. Can be awkward, depends on how long it is. He was really disappointed for it, but Pogba, did his job. And I think at the end of the game, I saw a little sparkle. I saw things of him that I say, hey, that is Pogba.
Towards the end?
Yeah.
Well, he came on, excuse me, after 17 minutes. But Scott McTominay, I think that was United's only shot on target. And that was it. Yeah,
it was quite similar like the game yesterday, actually. But I mean, yeah, Pogba coming on, and yeah, you're saying he's playing with the shackles on or with the brakes, however you want to say it. But I see things that he does, but I'm just wondering why is he not doing it more often when he got the chance and when he got the ability.
Well, David De Gea has kept him in it.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, the save in the end of the first half, that was crucial. I mean, 1-0 down there, yeah, as Ruud was saying earlier, it might have been good for the game, but this was a result I think United should be quite pleased with.
If he crosses this again, this head, it's a goal. Okay, look, he didn't need to do this. He doesn't need to do it. And that was Pogba again, a little bit of a dribble, good pass. This is good defending, stay in front, stay on your feet, very good.
Don't give the striker a chance to hit anything, really.
And then break.
Good cross. Good cross, yeah.
Just a little bit too much on it, otherwise it's a good area to go and attack it as a striker.
It's only now that Pogba's made his way into the box.
Yeah, but he wants to be involved, you can see it. He wants to be involved into the game. I still think that
he's not
because of the restrictions so much, when you got the ball, all of a sudden you are in positions that you can't go forward very easy. You see people running forward. For instance, if you look at Barcelona, who already have players forward, then you have more possibilities of making triangles. They don't have that. So they need to run first in order to wait if something happens. Mm-hmm. And if Barcelona go forward, they keep the people forward and they think about how to get the ball back. That can be only 1 yard to the right or 1 yard to the left or a little bit forward, but they do. and that's why they can continue all the time, playing this football. But when you have the ball as Man United and you were all in the back and you got the ball in midfield, where you go? Where? You can't go forward. It's almost impossible, and you see it all running. Rashford running, Martial running, Sanchez running, and then losing the ball. Because Jesus is fast. He did well, by the way, on that side. And they couldn't outrun him. So where you go?
No, but it wasn't easy either for Lukaku up there today. I mean, when the ball was coming up, you can expect him to be a little bit stronger at some points.
Yeah.
But he was really on an island today because, when he got the ball, it was hard to get the support from the midfield because they were coming so far from behind. So, the only option, as Ruud was saying, it was to run really with the ball in order to be able to get into the space and maybe getting players up to be able to do something if you cross the ball.
Well, Scott McTominay was chosen ahead of Paul Pogba to start tonight, and here he is with Matt Critchley.
Scott, first of all, from a team perspective, how satisfied with the performance and that 0-0 result this evening?
Yeah, we came here to obviously win first and foremost, and a draw is a good result for us going back home, and we need to go for everything at home. We need to go strong, and hopefully we can progress through to the next round.
Tough place to come though, and they put you under some real pressure. You needed your goalkeeper to be at his best at times tonight.
Yeah, you do. David's always at his best, and you need your goalkeeper some nights. And it was a tough place to come, with the atmosphere and the way that they play, like to get on the ball and play. And we needed to press up. And I thought it was a strong performance from the boys, and hopefully we can go back and take all the credit for the next round.
Did you feel as though you created enough offensively tonight? Romelu Lukaku had one particularly good chance in that first half, but perhaps not too many more clear-cut chances throughout the game.
I feel like we was in control up until 40 minutes, and then we had a wild 5 minutes, and then we took control again in the second half, and I thought at some points in the game we looked really dangerous, and they weren't really counter-attacking us as much as they were in the first half, and I thought it was there for the taking, but it wasn't to be tonight.
Does 0-0 feel like a good result going back to Old Trafford with the second leg and still all to play for?
Yeah, as you say, it's all to play for, and we have to, as I say, we have to go strong at home, and it's an important match for us that we want to progress through to the quarterfinals, and it's a big night for us, and I'm sure we'll be ready.
You say it was a big night for you personally as well, to get the selection tonight, to get the nod from the manager, with plenty of talk about Paul not playing tonight before the match, must have given you personally a real boost.
Yeah, whenever the manager asks me to play, I'm more than ready to play, and whenever I get that opportunity, I want to repay his faith as much as I possibly can. And tonight I thought we had a strong performance, and hopefully we can take that home again.
Scott, well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, pal. Well done, pal.
So he's chosen instead of Pogba. Pogba comes on after 17 minutes. What role was he playing? You said he played with a handbrake on, Rube. That's ultimately, right, you're not going that far forward. Is it stay behind the ball? What is his instruction?
The assignment is just to stay as close to your midfield as possible. Make sure that there is no gaps. Eventually, when the game was evolving, he was going more forward.
But this was, this is right towards the end,
This is
Ruud.
him. Yeah, this is right against the end.
But look how destructive he can be when he's up there.
Yeah, but this is what we know from him. This is the creativity that he has here again, on his foot, right pass as well. He knows exactly what to do. He's an excellent player, and I like him.
But are you not taking something away from his game if you are asking him to play with a handbrake? Yeah, look, he wants to drive forward.
Yeah, he wants to go. Bad touch by Lukaku.
Well,
again, come on. It's an opportunity lost.
He wants to go, but Mourinho wants him to play in a special way. And I mean, if he's going forward, he has to get back as well. And I mean, you see in the end, he's just going a little bit forward on the left-hand side, as we saw.
Yeah.
And they succeed with that move. But Mourinho is thinking, if they lose the ball up there and Pogba is not in his position, they leave a lot of space to Sevilla. So it's a question and the balance. How much risk do you want him to take? Maybe it's right that he's playing with the handbrake on. Yeah, but I still see enough of him in this short time, in the clips we've been watching. Why doesn't he go on and do these things more often, carrying the ball through the midfield?
But if you look, perhaps, the answer is, where's he touched the ball? Where has he been most influential during the game? Right, have a look at his touch map. 65 touches. He's played for 70 minutes, effectively, 73 minutes. Well, actually, he's probably half of his touches are, in the opponent's half, really. And actually, it's not particularly defensive, is it?
No.
No,
but that is what you want from him. But what I want to see is when he goes forward and he ends up forward, then somebody else has to take his place.
Yes.
You don't want him to run like a crazy, 30, 40 yards. No, he goes forward, somebody else takes his place, and all the positions are back again. So therefore, I don't see it so much. I don't, the only one who can explain what he wants from him is Murillo itself. And if he sees things that we haven't seen, then he can explain it, and then we have a better opinion about it. And but like you said, last 15 minutes, you see Pogba doing the things that you want him to do.
The other person you were talking about was Alexis Sanchez, and him having to make those runs to make things happen for Manchester United. Okay, so 27 passes he's made in the game, and that was the great one for Lukaku, who missed the chance, who put it over. But that's him making them runs in the same sort of areas that we've always known him doing it. That's where he played, obviously, for Arsenal, where you would have played with him, Eric, where he played at Barcelona. But it was a frustrating night for Alexis tonight.
Yeah, I think it's not easy for him to have only one player in front, only one solution. And when we see the passes is always in the same side. Touch and move, but never creating trouble in the defense. That we like, and from Alexi is that once against one, and tonight was not the Alexi that everybody knows.
No, but you need somebody to play off there as well when you're running in from the left-hand side where he's coming from.
Yeah, you need somebody who's overlap him and things like that.
Yeah, running across, and then he plays it inside and running after his own ball, getting a knockback or a combination, a little 1-2, whatever. But I don't see that happening with the Lukaku in that position at the moment.
At the moment, he played better with Arsenal.
Yeah, but yes, because the people make those runs.
They make those runs, yes, for him. Creativity around him with Ozil,
but that was an away performance. At home, would he have more support? Would it be different? I
hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. I think he's a great player, Sanchez, but I haven't seen it coming out. So I haven't seen it with Pogba.
Is he more suited, Eric, more suited playing actually Arsenal than at Manchester United?
Still early, yeah?
Yes, but we have to talk about tactic. Maybe he's respecting the Mourinho tactic. In Arsenal was different philosophy of play. He have first to adapt himself with the team. What you said is early now to talk, but he's a talented player. I know that he can make a huge difference.
He's a great player, I think, as well. But maybe, for Mourinho to get even a little bit more out of him, maybe play him as a number 9.
Interesting. Let's get some Sevilla reaction. Here's Stephen Nzonzi.
Stephen, ultimately your assessment tonight, frustrated to not get that goal?
Yeah, a little bit, because we created the chances, but we know that they have a strong defense. Tactically, they're very good too, so we're happy we didn't concede any goal. We could have scored, but I think 0-0 against a big team like this, it's fine.
It seems quite difficult to judge 0-0 in the first leg. Yeah. Almost both teams are happy.
Yeah, almost. We know that it's going to be very difficult to play over there, that big stadium. We know that they have a player very, very fast up front, but we're gonna try our best, and we see what's gonna happen.
It looked as though you had scored a goal tonight, but David De Gea changed all that with one of the great saves of the season.
We know that it's a great goalkeeper. It's hard to score a goal. We created the chances, but we didn't score, so that would have been the best situation for us to score one goal here at home, but a draw is not bad, so we're going to go over there and try to to do our best.
Of course, it will be a big moment at Old Trafford as the club Sevilla try to get past this round for the first time ever. How big will that challenge be now going there?
Yeah, that would be amazing. We've been disappointed last season when we lost against Leicester, so it's going to be very hard. But we will be there and we will fight like always.
Stephen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, it's finished goalless between Sevilla and Manchester United, largely in part to David De Gea in the Manchester United goal.
Oh yeah, he's a wonderful player. You know, it always looks easy with him because he's most of the time in the right position. And that's the reason why Real Madrid wants to have him. And I think he saved Man United so many times. And in a season, you want a goalkeeper at least maybe 5 games, 6 games. He saves for you.
Well, that one.
And
that was the best of the
night. He does even more than that. You had a goalkeeper like this also, you know?
Valdez.
Victor Valdez, good save.
Yeah.
Good save. Thanks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
For a team, but also for the defense, is very important to have a good goalkeeper.
You're number one. Makes a massive difference. As a defender, that's, you know.
Yeah, you know that behind you have a stronger guy, so it's good.
The trust.
Exactly.
Look at that. His save percentage, 95%.
That's unbelievable.
21 saves. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of saves. Slightly worrying for United, but at least he's made them.
Yes.
At the other end of the pitch, what about Romelu Lukaku?
Well, some nights it's not your nights as a striker. Things are not getting stuck in your feet, and the ball is bouncing off you, or your first touch is not good. And I said earlier as well, he was a little bit left on his own. I mean, he doesn't have that much confidence at the moment, I think. Still think, as I talked about in half-time, guided towards the keeper's left-hand post here. And yeah, the ball will go in, but it's always easy sitting here. But I think so. This year, as Ruud was saying, he knew where the defender was, and there's not a lot of players that are much stronger than him. No. So he just needs to set his body in a little bit better position, even though he's pulling his arm, and
then his touch.
Get on with it. Yeah, no, but that's evenings like that you can have, but it's can't, and you see that. The reacting and everything takes a little bit too much time.
His record actually is interesting to look against the big 6. No goal in 6 appearances versus the rest, obviously 20 appearances, 12 goals. So if you look, that's in the Premier League this season. Overall, against the big 6, 15 goals in 63 appearances. It's 82. So it's clearly double against the rest, against the big 6. Is that where you make your name as a striker?
No.
By scoring against the bigger teams?
Oh yeah, you do.
Yes.
You do. But most of all, you make it as a striker when you make important goals. You don't make the fourth. You don't make the 4th goal, the 5th goal. You make the 1st goal.
Does he score important goals?
I think he still needs to prove that. He's still young. It's unbelievable. Yeah. He doesn't look very young, but he's
24.
Still young.
24.
So therefore, he's at a big club. So hopefully he can become better.
Henry, when did you mature as a striker?
35? No. Just kidding. No, but I matured around 27, 28. But I was always a little bit later than the others.
Yeah.
So, but I believe in him because he got the pace, he got the strength, he got the finish. We've seen that in Premier League already. It's just a question of getting the self-confidence going and starting making the important goals. Like Ruud was saying, not the 4-0 ones, but the 1-0.
Yeah.
And when the game is drawn in the 89th minutes, pop up, score the 2-1. Goals like that, because that builds you as well as a striker, because once you've done it once or twice, you knew you can do it. And as a striker, you need to be a believer and a gambler and opportunist, you say in English?
Absolutely.
So you have to gamble a lot and believe that you can do it, and then it will come.
Okay, so goalless after the first leg in that one.